This is Aaron Shower with the Piano Bar, here with another one of our most requested songs in the Piano Bar. Now, if you don't know, when you come into a piano bar, you can make requests and we'll play those songs. That's part of what happens in a piano bar. And if you've never been in most of the piano bars around the country, they're not what you might think. It's not guys playing jazz standards from the 40s or Bach or Beethoven or anything like that. We were playing everything from the 50s up until today, and people can make requests and stuff like that. And there's various types of dueling piano bars. We're more commonly a sing-along dueling piano bar where we encourage the audience to sing along with us. And so I'm going through some of our most requested songs. You go in if you come often to the piano bar, you might say, well, you're always playing the same songs. Well, we're always playing the request. And so I'm going through the songs that are most requested one by one here on wherever this shows up. It could be YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Thank you for tuning in. Don't touch that dial. If you're old enough to know what that means, then this song might speak to you in a different way than somebody that's younger. And it is Mr. Brightside by The Killers, and this is by far one of our most requested songs throughout the night. Again, like Don't Stop Believing, it's something you see more than a handful of times a night, so up to 10 times plus requested every single night at probably hundreds of piano bars around the country, definitely at the piano bars in Fayetteville, Arkansas, Columbus, and coming to Rogers, Arkansas. Let me get to some of the bare bones facts about Mr. Brightside. The song by The Killers, and it was off their debut album, Hot Fuss. Personally, I'm a big fan of The Killers, so that's why I wanted to go ahead and do this song. It was released in 2004, and it was written by their lead singer, Brandon Flowers, who has some great solo work too, if you're looking for some, back in 2004, and one of their other band members. But this was one of their first big hits, along with Somebody Told Me. You might remember that. And they've gone on to have several more hits that charted in the Billboard Hot 100. And they've become they've become a huge band even since then and remain very active. They're the type of band that will sell out stadiums, and that's not very common to stay that big. So it's not surprising that this is one of the most requested songs. There are sort of markers that I'm starting to see develop when you look into the facts about the song, as to why it stayed so prevalent in, at least the U.S., the United States, and really around the world, in the minds of people, why people request it and why everybody knows the words to it. This song did peak at number 10 on the Billboard Hot 100 back then. I think it hit number 1 in the United Kingdom. It seemed to do really well. They really liked it over the United Kingdom. They really, really liked it over there. In the United Kingdom, it spent 365 weeks on the charts, so that's a long time. It is the longest one in the UK. I personally remember it being on the radio here, and it was every other song along with Somebody Told Me. And if you think back, this was kind of 2004, 2003. It's a period where we're coming out of some of the bubblegum pop, Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, and a lot of the boy bands, so that late 90s kind of going into early 2000, and that's great music, and there's a lot of great hip hop going on right now. But this song came out and it stood out on the radio because it had heavy guitars but more of a pop feel. So I think it kind of reminded everybody of the 80s back then. Again, this shows up in the Rolling Stones, like Don't Stop Believing is one of the 500 greatest songs of all time. So we're seeing where these songs are coming from and why they're requested and why people know all the words to them. And it's got a lot of accolades from a lot of other publications, magazines, radio, streaming services. Spotify had it as one of their most streamed songs ever as well. It has a very distinguished guitar riff, which is which has also been called one of the greatest guitar riffs of all time by certain publications. One musical thing you might notice is that there's a verse, a chorus, and it's a verse, but it's the same lyrics. So he sings it's easy to memorize if you want to. It's fun, it's fast, it's fun to sing, it's in a major key, so it sounds happy, but do not be fooled. This is not a happy song. Unlike Don't Stop Believing, which is one of the ones I mentioned, And unlike Escape, the Pina Colada song by Rupert Holmes, which is about a couple figuring out that they had kind of cheated on each other and meeting in the bar, this song is also a jilted lover song. It is technically a love song, but a comfort song maybe, because you can relate to having been cheated on in the past. And so that's what I'm getting at. This is a song about a guy who caught his girlfriend cheating on her. So we're getting to the lyrical content. According to legend, and you never know what the true story is, but according to legend, this is Brandon Flowers writing these lyrics because he says he had a premonition, or he had a vibe. He had a vibe, and he was paranoid anyway. And he walked into a bar in Vegas where they're from, and he did find his girlfriend cheating on him in that bar. So I guess what he's saying in the song is that it wasn't something he really thought about, because he kind of willfully remained blind to the situation. Not the same situation Rupert Holmes finds himself in, or the character in Pina Colada or the Escape song. Not written by Jimmy Buffett, Rupert Holmes, where they kind of meet each other, figure out that they were going to cheat on each other, and then have a laugh over it and figure out that they did like pina coladas and getting caught in the rain. This is just kind of the sad story of Flowers, according to him, according to legend, we'll say, finding out that he was cheated on. The song ends with I never, I never, I never, I never. And so it's hard to really see what that means. I think what he's saying is, I never even imagined that this could have been something that could happen to me. I think that aspect of this song, even though the lyrical content kind of contrasts with the musical tonality, okay, so this major key, fast, happy guitars, kind of, and these dark lyrics, but they also strike a chord with everybody else. And that's why I call it a kind of a comfort song more than a love song, is because we can commiserate, because I think there's a good chance that most of us have had this same experience when we never thought that somebody could cheat on us, or we never thought that our significant other or a friend or something would betray us, and we share this fear of betrayal. And we all have been betrayed at some point. And that's why it's easy for people to connect with this song. Because we all share that fear of betrayal, and we share those experiences with betrayal. It's a comfort song. I call it a jilted lover song or a breakup song. So here we have Flowers writing one before Adele, before Taylor Swift. But after Brooks and Dunn, Neon Moon, woo, that's a good one. We can all relate and commiserate in this sense of betrayal, and that's why we can come together in a room and sing this song, and probably why it's one of the most requested. Not to mention its stellar chart performance, and the one being the greatest, one of the greatest songs of all time, spending 365 weeks on the UK charts and many weeks on the US charts. So come to the Piano Bar, Fayetteville, Arkansas, Dixon Street, 1516 North High Street in Columbus, Ohio. Tuesday nights in Fayetteville, it's Tequila Tuesdays. We have specials there. Wednesday nights in both locations are $3 Fireball and some Red Bull specials, like $4 Vegas Moms. Thursday night is our half price drinks, so you get well drinks at $2.50 in Fayetteville, $2 in Columbus, and you get $2 domestic beers. When you come to the Piano Bar, come ready to sing along, come ready to clap, come ready to enjoy yourself, have a drink or not, just pop in, pop out, do whatever you want to do. There's never a cover. You can make reservations in some of our locations. There's a way to do that, or you can just walk in anytime you want. You don't always have to make a reservation. So I'm going to leave it there until the next song, which I'm not sure what it's going to be, but I'm about to pick it out, so I'll be wearing the same clothes.